today we've got quite a restful kind of class. The theme that we're moving into this week is more around self-esteem and that kind of thing, and focusing on rest this week. So I think it's a long weekend here in Victoria this weekend, and you know, I know a few people are getting away for some time out and that kind of thing. So yeah, let's get into this. We're going to have a nice restful finish to our class with a nice long savasana at the end of class today. So let's get into this. So coming into a child's pose to start off with. So bring the big toes to touch. The knees are nice and wide apart. Try and keep your hips nice and level here, so not tilting off to one side and that kind of thing. We're going to walk our hands all the way forward, and our forehead's just going to come down onto the mat. So taking a couple of big deep breaths in here. Big exhale out. Big deep breath in. Big exhale out. Beautiful. Couple more like that. Big deep breath in. And out. Really starting to feel a stretch through that lower back. A little bit of expansion through the back of the body. So the other thing we're looking for, make sure that your forehead is supported here. So whether that be a forehead on the mat or floor, or hands underneath your forehead. So if you find that your head is sort of hanging in space and you can't quite reach your forehead to the floor, bring your hands or a block underneath or a cushion underneath your forehead to give your head a little bit of support here. So we want that back of the neck to feel nice and supported and no pressure at all. Big deep breath in and another one out. Take a couple more there like that. Inhale. And then from here, let's start to walk our hands over to the right hand side. So your forehead is going to come back down to the mat. Once again, if your forehead doesn't reach the mat, you can use your forearms, hands for a little bit of support. So moving the hands to the right, we're going to stretch out through the left hand side of the body. Once again, trying to keep the hips nice and stable, so not letting the hips lift up on one side. Then walking it over to the other side, to the left. So taking that stretch out through the right hand side of the body, through the right armpit. And keep the hips quite level here. Then coming on back to center. Take a little moment here, take about 2 breaths here. Maybe see if that extension through the side can allow you to sink a little bit deeper into this pose. This is quite a restful and restorative pose really, so we'll take 1 or 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly coming back up to all fours, however you get there, being nice and gentle. You may find that you're able to sink a little bit deeper and that extended hold allowed you to feel into that stretch a little bit more. So coming to all fours, stacking the shoulders directly over the wrist or vice versa, wrists under shoulders, and knees under hips, hips over knees. Let's take another little round of cat-cow here. So just extending the back, rounding through the spine, arching up, and into a cow pose. Dip the belly, looking up. Exhale to round through the spine again. Beautiful. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, rounding through. Beautiful. Inhale, looking up. And then exhale, rounding through. Beautiful. Inhale, looking up. Then exhale to round through. Beautiful. Coming back to a neutral spine here. Take a little round to the side. So like a cat-cow, but bringing it around to the side. So looking around towards the feet and hips. One more back the other way. Coming back to center. Let's take a little round of bird dog here. So lifting up through that right leg. Left arm lifts up. Working the core here a little bit. Knee to elbow. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to elbow. So we start a little bit of work through the body here. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Release it on down. Let's take it on to the other side. So lifting up left leg and right arm. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to lift. Let's go one more here. Exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release it on down to the mat. Stay in this all fours position here. We inhale, lift our left arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread that left hand under. And then inhale, lift it on up. Exhale, thread that left arm under again. This time bring the shoulder down to the floor and your forehead. You can extend that right arm out a little bit further if you'd like. Getting a nice stretch through that left shoulder. Taking a couple more breaths here. Beautiful. You can start to walk that right hand back in slightly, pushing on up into the right hand. Lift the left arm up and replace it down. Let's take that onto the second side. So inhale, lift that right arm up, thread it underneath. Then inhale to lift it on up. Exhale, thread that right arm underneath. Shoulder and forehead can come down to the mat if that feels good. Walk the left hand slightly forward if that feels good. Taking a stretch through the lats and the shoulder on your right hand side here. Taking one more breath here. Then inhale, pushing into that left hand, lifting on up. And then exhale, release that down to the mat. Take a little roll through the shoulders if you like. And then from here, we're going to tuck the toes under. I'm going to push all the way back up to a down dog. Little transition here. Take a little pedal out through the legs. So bend one knee, push the opposite heel down. Starting to take a stretch out through the legs. Beautiful. Couple more here. That's it. That's it. Coming back to center. That's it. Nice work. Inhale, lifting up the heels and walk the feet all the way forward. That's it. Coming into a ragdoll pose, so grasping opposite elbows, maybe a little sway side to side. Maybe a little nod of the head, yes and no. Slowly releasing the hands and slowly coming to roll all the way up to stand. Beautiful. Take a little roll out through the shoulders when you arrive. If your body's feeling a little bit warmer, you may wish to take a jumper off if you've got one on. Take another little roll through the shoulders. Maybe a little roll through the neck as well, can feel quite nice. So drop one ear down to the shoulder, chin to chest. Roll it nice and gently to the other side. Obviously, if you've got any neck issues, please do give this a miss and just maybe another little shoulder roll. Opposite direction. Ear to shoulder, chin to chest, and roll it on around, back up to center. Take a roll through the shoulders again, and then inhale, lift the arms on up, and then exhale, folding forward. That's it. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold, plant the hands, stepping back on the right leg. Drop that right knee down, inhale to lift. We take a little hip stretch here, twisting towards, reverse, and then windmill the hands all the way down to the mat, stepping it back. Little round of cat-cow or high plank on your knees. So cat-cow, same as we did before. Alternatively, if you're following with me, roll the body forward, high to low plank. We lower all the way to the mat. Inhale to lift on up, cobra pose. Exhale to lower. Let's go one more here. Lift up to cobra. Hands can come out to the outside of your mat. Drop the right shoulder down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, drop the left shoulder. Inhale to lift. Releasing to the mat. Hands come on in and tuck the toes under, pushing back up to down dog. That's it. Nice work. Take another breath or two here. That's it. Inhale, lifting on up to tiptoes, drawing right knee in towards your nose. Step it forward. Beautiful. Inhale, lift to crescent. That's it. Lower on down, little bend in the back knee if that makes it a bit more accessible. One more breath. Exhale, hands release on down to the mat, stepping forward. Taking a halfway lift and fold. Inhale to lift all the way up, hands to heart center. Take another breath or two here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, folding. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands, stepping back, left leg. Drop the left knee down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to twist. Inhale, front arm lifts up. Exhale, windmill it down to the mat. Stepping that right foot back. Cat-cow or roll forward with me. High to low. That's it. Inhale, cobra. Pull those shoulders back. Exhale to release. Hands to the outside. Inhale to lift. Left shoulder comes down first. Lift it back to center. Exhale, right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, release. Bring the hands on back in. Tuck the toes under. Pushing back up. Down dog. Take a little pedal through the backs of the legs. Bend one knee. Opposite heel if that feels good. Coming back to center. Inhale. Lift to tiptoes. Left knee comes forward. Roll it through. And step it up. That's it. Another breath or two here. Strong crescent lunge. Exhale, hands release down to the mat, stepping it forward. Taking a halfway lift and fold. Inhale, lifting. Hands to heart. That's it. Inhale to lift. Exhale, folding. Inhale, take a half lift. And fold, stepping back, right leg. Drop it down. Inhale and exhale. Release the hands, step it back. High to low plank. Option to stay on your knees. Inhale, we've got up dog or cobra. Take your pick. Exhale, back through to down dog. That's it, 1 or 2 more breaths here. Inhale, let's lift on up, 3-legged dog, warming the body here. Knee to nose, step it through. That's it, inhale, lift on up, crescent lunge. Nice strong stance here, 1 more breath. Exhale, hands release on down to the mat, stepping it forward. Taking a halfway lift and fold. Inhale to lift, hands to heart. That's it, second side. Inhale, core is on here. Right through, fold. Taking that halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back, left leg. Drop the knee, lift. That's it, hands come down. Stepping it back, high to low plank. Roll the body forward, cat-cow is your option. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Take your pick and push it back. Down dog, lifting up through the belly. Core is on here. Take another breath or 2 here. That's it. Inhale, lifting up. Left leg, knee to nose. Step it through. Nice work. Inhale to lift. That's it. Exhale, hands release down to the mat, stepping it forward. Taking a halfway lift. Fold. Then inhale to lift. Hands to heart center. Taking a little moment here. Take a couple of deep breaths. Grab a sip of water if you need. Inhale, we lift on up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands, stepping back. Right leg, followed by the left, high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back through to down dog, really working the core here. We lift on up through our right leg. Exhale, bring knee to nose, step it through. Inhale, lifting on up, crescent lunge. That's it, 1 more breath here. We drop that back heel down, open it out to warrior 2. That's it, stretch the arms out nice and long, looking out over the front arm. Flip the palm, reverse our warrior. Exhale, coming back to center. Pivot round to face the side of your mat. So both toes turn the same direction. And from here we inhale, lifting on up. And then exhale, we sink into goddess pose. Beautiful, keep that tailbone tucked under, belly draws on. You can bring your hands down to your elbows, push the hips out a little bit more, drop one shoulder down, 2, or drop your right shoulder down to the center, lift it on back up, left shoulder drops. Beautiful, 1 more each side. Exhale, inhale back to center, exhale, coming back to center, lifting on up, pivot around. That's it, flip and reverse, windmill all the way around to the mat. Stepping it on back up, little standing splits here. Taking a halfway lift and fold. Inhale to lift all the way up, hands to heart center. Take another breath or 2 here. Inhale to lift, exhale folding. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold, plant the hands, stepping back, left leg. Followed by the right, high to low plank. You can keep your knees lifted here or drop the knees down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back through to down dog. Take another couple of breaths here. That's it. Inhale, let's lift up that right leg, sick. First side again. Exhale, bring knee to nose, step it through. That's it, inhale to lift. Wobbles welcome. Oh, we should be on second side. Let's come on back down, let's come back to down dog. We should be on our second side. What am I doing? Right leg twice. Let's lift up our left leg. Knee to nose, step it through. And coming on up. Crescent lunge, left leg forward. We'll get it even yet. That's it. Drop that back heel down, open out, warrior two. That's it. Flip and reverse. Now we'll be even. Coming back to center. Windmill it around to face the side. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the arms on up. We sink into our goddess pose. That's it. A bit more even here, right? Beautiful. Bring the hands on down. Butt comes back. And we drop our right shoulder down. Lift it on up. Followed by the left. Take that twist. Inhale. And then exhale. Twist again to that first side. Lift it on up. Twist to the other side. Back to center. Lift on up. Pivot around. Warrior two. Flip reverse. Exhale. Windmill all the way around to the mat. Stepping it forward. Taking a halfway lift. And fold. Inhale to lift all the way up. Just going to make an adjustment to my mat because it's slipping. I'm going to slide into the wall there. Beautiful. Coming on back up to stand. Take a little roll through the shoulders. We have another round on each side. Inhale to lift on up. And then exhale, folding. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands, stepping back on the right leg. Beautiful. Followed by the left. High to low plank. That's it. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Nice and strong here. Exhale, back through to down dog. Take another breath or two here. That's it. Inhale, right leg lifts up. It is right this time. Exhale, bring knee to nose. Step it through. Give it a helping hand if you need. Hand around the ankle. Inhale, lifting up. Crescent lunge. Strong legs here. That's it. Exhale, open out. Warrior two. Wobbles welcome. Flip that palm, reverse. Come back to center. Pivot around. Exhale, sink into goddess pose. Shoulders down, try and tuck that tailbone a little bit. Hands come down, sink the butt back. Little twist here, right shoulder. Lift it back up, left shoulder. Lift it back up, right shoulder. Lift and left. Lift and all the way up. Pivot. Flip reverse. Exhale, windmill. And step it forward. That's it. Halfway lift. And fold. Inhale to lift. Hands to heart center. Take another breath or two here. Inhale, lifting on up. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. And fold. Stepping back, left, then right, high to low. Inhale and exhale. That's it. Couple more breaths here. Inhale, lift left leg. Knee to nose, step. Inhale. And exhale. Moving with your body, flip and reverse. Keep that front knee tracking over the toes. Back to center, pivot around, sinking. Take another breath or two here. That's it. One more breath. Inhale, Hands come down, sinking back. Twist and lift. Twist the other direction and lift. One more each side. Twist. Lift it back up and twist. That's it. Lift it on back up. That's it. Pivot around to the front. That's it. Flip and reverse. Exhale to windmill. Lift the back heel and step it through. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale to lift. Hands to heart center. From here, this is where you may find your block or cushion handy. So have that nearby. We're going to step the feet quite wide. We are going to come down onto the mat now, but we're going to take a couple of poses on our way down. So step the legs out quite wide. We're going to sink our hips down into a yogi squat. Now this is where your block or cushion may come in handy to just sit underneath your hips, like so. I'm going to keep my back quite straight here. So elbows can push the knees towards the outside. You may find the two sides feel a little bit different. I know in this pose, my right hip always feels a little bit tighter than my left. So take a couple of moments here, just let the body settle a little bit. Beautiful. Wherever you are, if you can come into this without the block, be my guest. My hips are feeling a bit tight today, so I am going to take a block just for a little bit of support. I'm still getting a nice stretch through my groin and through my hip area. So where my hip sockets are, I'm feeling quite a bit of an opening through there. And that's what we're looking for. Everyone's hip sockets are shaped differently though. So what works for me may not work best for you. You may be able to come all the way down. You may have your heels slightly off the floor. That's fine too. So take the option that works best for you. We're going to take a couple more breaths here. Beautiful. From here, bringing the right hand down to the mat, lift the left arm up into a little bit of a twist. And release that arm down. We'll come to the other side for that twist. Lift the left arm up. That's all right, arm up. Release. Come back to the yogi squat. We'll take 2 breaths here and then we'll take 1 more round of that twist to each direction. Release the right hand down. Lift the left arm up. And then release that down. Left hand comes down. Right arm up. That's it. Release that arm down and slowly release yourself down to a seat. Stretching the legs out nice and long. And then from here, we're going to come into a little forward fold. So just stretching forward over the legs. So stretching the legs out long, little forward fold here. Nothing too crazy. That's it. Coming on back up, take a little roll out through the shoulders, and we are going to slowly roll on down to the floor in a second. But first, I want to take one more little stretch here. So bring one foot in towards your thigh on the other side. So I've bent my right knee. My right foot is placed up against my left thigh. I'm going to inhale, lift on up, turn towards that bent knee, and then take a little side bend here. So mirroring that sort of side stretch we did at the start of class in our child's pose. Inhale to lift on up. Let's take it around the other direction. So other leg bends, same thing. We turn around to face that bent leg. Inhale, lift up and over, reaching out towards the shin on that outstretched leg. If you like, the elbow can come to the inside of the knee, and then grasping onto your shin or the foot. That's it. Inhale, lifting on up, And then exhale, slowly releasing all the way down to the mat. Beautiful. If you like, you can bring your feet to the floor and knees in the air. Take a little windscreen wiper side to side. That's it. And then if you like, hug the knees in towards the chest. We're going to come into a little inversion here. So I'm going to offer a shoulder stand, or if you want, just legs up the wall. So your legs up the wall, you're just going to be right here with your legs up the wall. Nice and simple. You can either hold them there, or if you've got a wall nearby, you can literally bring your bum close to the wall and then have your heels resting on the wall. So your wall provides you a bit of support to stay in this position. If you want a little bit more, take a block or a cushion, if you've got one there, lifting that on up and placing that underneath your hips. And then from there, we simply lift on up like so. It's just going to give you a little bit more elevation through the hips and make it a bit more of an inversion. So there's two options there. If you want a third option, if you want a little bit more, you can come with me into a shoulder stand. I'm going to see how my body likes that this morning. But if you're coming with me here, recognize when something might be a bit too much for your body, and don't force yourself into something that doesn't work for you. So if you're going there, elbows to the floor, hands ready to catch your hips. So elbows onto the floor, we lift on and up, core comes on, hands to hips, support your hips here. My feet got caught on the wall there for a second, and use your core, pushing everything up to the sky and hold. That's why in yoga studios we have plenty of free space with no walls. Lifting on up, shoulder stand, staying here for a few more minutes, really pull in. Core is on. And keep breathing here. If you like, bend your knees, bring them down a little bit. Almost into a deaf man's pose. And then we can slowly release back down to the mat with as much control as you can. Take a little windscreen wiper side to side. And then from here, we're going to come into a fish pose. So our fish pose, hands come underneath our hips. If you wish to stay in legs up the wall, that's always an option. You can stay there. Fish pose, hands come underneath the hips, stretching the legs out nice and long. We push the elbows into the floor, bring them into center, extend the chest towards the sky, and let the head drop back a little bit if that's accessible for you. Core stays braced here, even though your chest is extended. So the core muscles are working to support your low back. Pelvic floor is on. Taking a couple more breaths here, only dropping the head back if that's an option for you. You can keep your head up if that works better for your neck. Take another breath or two here and release it down to the mat. Slowly release. If you've been in legs up the wall, I'm going to offer you a couple of different options. Legs up the wall, slowly start to come on down. If you come into fish pose, you can just come down into either a Supta Baddha Konasana, so knees out wide, soles of the feet to touch, and just hold here for a moment. If you've been in legs up the wall that whole time, you may wish to bring your block or cushion just underneath your shoulder blades, like so, either way around, and then you can release your head back. And you can use part of the cushion or block to support your head if leaning your head back doesn't work. So it's a little supported fish pose for those of us who've been in legs up the wall. If you came through shoulder stand and fish pose, stay in your Supta Baddha Konasana for a little bit longer. If you're here in your supported fish pose, you may choose to bring the soles of your feet to touch, knees out wide into our Supta Baddha Konasana legs. And take another couple of breaths here. Taking whichever variation or variations, plural, work best for you here. And then slowly, when you're ready, coming back to center. If you've got a block or a cushion underneath your shoulders, roll off to the side and remove that. Place that off to the side of your mat. Stretching the legs out long, or keep the soles of the feet on the floor. We're going to come into our savasana here. So I like to bring my palms to face up, backs of the hands on the floor. If it feels more natural, you can have your hands on your chest or belly. Option to stretch the legs out long if that feels good for you. So taking whichever variation feels best for you this morning. And settling in with a few deep breaths here. Feeling your body supported by the mat or the floor, whatever you've got underneath you. Maybe just bring your awareness to your breath. Is it coming all the way down into your belly? Maybe bring your hand onto your belly. Can you feel your belly rise as you breathe in and lower as you breathe out? And keeping your awareness on your breath here. With that exhale, maybe visualizing releasing any tightness from your body. Feeling the body just consciously relax a little bit deeper. Maybe almost envisaging the body slipping and falling deeper into your mat, if that was possible. Letting the breath expand your body, knowing that you are worth taking up that space. Inhale that oxygen, fresh air, energy, bringing life to the body. And if the mind starts to wander, maybe just bring it back to your breath. Gently, with no judgment. Releasing control, letting the body relax. Taking one more breath here. Maybe bringing a little bit of movement back into the fingers and toes. And then when you're ready, rolling over to your preferred side. Take another breath or two here. And then coming on up to a comfortable seat. Take another breath or two here. Bring the hands to the heart center. Bringing the thumbs to the forehead. Maybe bowing the head in gratitude to those who've shared the room or the space with us this morning. Thank you for joining me this morning, guys. If you've got any comments or questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have an amazing rest of your day, whatever you have on. If you'd like to rest on your mat a little bit longer, please feel free to do so. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time.